how I choose where I'm going to go for my Saturday daily adventure. Let's jump into Google Maps real quick here. Here's a zoomed out view of the great state of Florida. You can see I've got like about 800 different pins because I rely heavily on Google Maps pin, save, flag, heart, want to go feature, stuff like that. So let me just randomly zoom in on the town of Okeechobee here and show you what I mean. When you click on a location, whether it's a city or a business or a park or anything, here's a housing development, here's a hospital. This tab on the left gives you the information page for that location. And this save button right here always appears. And you can see that there's all these different icons that you can set up. And some of these are customized that I've created. So like I was doing a string of all the places on the Stranahan River. And I could add this one to that string, or parking spots, military surplus stores, all kinds of different locations I've got. But the defaults are favorites, want to go, travel plans, starred places. So for example, if I wanted to go to Wagon Wheel Horse Farm, whatever that is, I would click save, and then for example, want to go, I'm going to use starred places. And then when I look at the map, you'll see that it's got the star right here, which is pretty nice and handy. So let's quickly unstar that by going here and unchecking that, because I don't really want to go to the Wagon Wheel Horse Farm. I live down here in this area where the cluster of all these stars are and stuff like that. That's my home base down here. So a lot of these places are businesses that I go to frequently, or parks that I like to go to, or things I just want to remember. But here's an interesting thing. Across this string of Alligator Alley, I-75 across the state, you'll see this string of these green ones that I've set up. And these are nature observation areas and nature walks. So let me turn on the satellite view, and you can see a little bit more what they look like. For example, this Francis Taylor Wildlife Management area that I've starred, you can get to that by walking through this parking lot and then walking out into some trails over there. And on the south side, I've got another green one. This is that elevated boardwalk area that they just recently created. Let's take the little man and drop him down and see if this, I doubt if this photography is going to show. Yeah, it's under construction. You can see it when it was under construction. There's our friend, the foreman, I'm sure. Mike, right? Probably not. But click the compass to get it back to normal. So we can see that I've got these green flags across the state. And I was thinking it might be fun for Saturday, tomorrow, to just try and hit all of them. It's not that far of a distance. If we go measure distance from one end of the alley down to Fort Lauderdale, that's like 90 miles. That's not too far. That would be doable to do in the middle of a day or an adventure. So one thing I might do is I might try to hit all of these little nature areas. Let's take a look and see what this one, recreation, access, and parking area, mile marker 51. So we can see that there's a boat ramp here, and there's a little trail that you can probably get to by walking across that bridge. If we drop our little man here on the bridge across, you can see, yeah, there's a little walkway. And out there's a little path that takes you out to that side. And over here is the boat ramp. So that might be fun to go look at. And then the one that's further down here, there's 4 of these spots. Rest areas, little rest areas. They've got their little, a rest area is nice if you need a restroom or something, but they've also got these Florida trailhead. Look at this. There's a trailhead, and here goes this path going south, the Cross Seminole Trail. I really would like to get down there and walk through that. Let's see if there's any. No, I don't see any little Google man. There's one right here. Let's see what this view looks like down there. Oh, it's inside somebody's van. Well, that doesn't help us, dude. I don't get to see what it looks like from inside your van, dude. Whoever put that there. And there's this Ivy campground down here, which does have a picture. So we get a little bit of a view. That's pretty wet on that day, but not too wet on this day. I guess somebody left their red shoes laying around. There's a little campfire. So this is a walkable trail that would be worth it to go scope it out and check it out and see what that's like. Take plenty of water. All the way down to this other campsite down here. What does it look like? Also wet. It just depends on if it's been raining a lot, and it is supposed to rain a little bit tomorrow. So not 100% positive this is going to be the greatest idea I've ever had to go walk in, but if it's wet, I can always go to the elevated boardwalk areas. Over here on this spot, two more. The trailhead for Big Cypress National Preserve. Let's see what that looks like. Not much views there. Yeah, I really can't see what the trailhead looks like from that view. There's another trailhead off to the right here. Same kind of deal where you can walk and follow that trail down into the Everglades on the left there. So that might be worth it. Highway 29 north-south. Now, I've been up on this one plenty of times. This is an area that's called Jane's Scenic Drive. Oh, that's a good shot. With the turkey buzzard flying across. That's pretty cool. So that will be a possibility on I-29. And then there's something called the Gore Nature Center, which might be neat to go visit. I'm not sure what that's all about. Big cypress trees, that's pretty neat. So that's a possibility. Let's consider the I-75 Alligator Alley adventure as a possible yes. But let's also look and see what is there that I haven't explored before, because this is kind of the main thing I want to teach you, which is as you look at your map, you'll notice that there's some items with green text. So let's just say what jumps right at me right away, Patch Reef Park over here. I don't know what that is. I have never been to it. I've never heard of it. Okay, so it's a sports type park with soccer fields and baseball fields, but there's this, looks like a little nature path around here, but I probably wouldn't get much out of this one because it looks like it is a park which is in green text, which is nice, but it's softball fields and sports fields. Going there on a Saturday is just going to be a lot of soccer moms and soccer dads with their kids. So let's look a little bit further away from civilization, because you can see that South Florida is just this long, contiguous civilization from the bottom of Miami all the way up into north of West Palm Beach. But out here in the west, for example, we've got the nature areas that I went to last week, whose videos are just now starting to trickle out for you. There was Hog Hammock Trail and Grassy Waters Preserve that I went to last Saturday, which was really nice, and I didn't get a chance to see it all. I walked the Eagle Trail, and I walked the Eagle Trail probably as far around to about right here. No, about right here. So, but it wanders off to the left, and it seems like it heads up north, up close to the Beeline. Probably we could even hear Beeline traffic at this corner area. And there are some Google Street View views, so that's a good idea of what this trail looks like. The Seminole Ways, No Surrender. Pine forest carpeted trails are really neat and enjoyable. I really like getting out of those because you're in the shade of the overhead trees. It looks like there's a two-loop situation where you can go up this loop or go up this loop. So maybe on the way back you go the opposite side of what you have already walked. Oh, that's neat. Little boardwalk trail above a river area. So that's kind of neat. So I think I kind of want to look for something that's completely new to me. What is Palmetto Trailhead Park? I don't know this one. This is on the western edges of Century Village. The acreage is out west. So Palmetto Trailhead Park might be good. That looks like this has been preserved pretty well. Let's see if it's got some good pictures. That's kind of pretty. Well, that's pretty neat. That's definitely neat. I love that. Yeah. What else? There's another gator, or as my friend $100 Eric calls them, Florida biting logs. That's a pretty view of all the water and everything in the cypress swampy area. This fella here caught himself a largemouth. So if you want to see gators, Palmetto Trailhead Park looks like it might be a winner. Got some drone footage here for us. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so this is a good example of what I'm trying to teach you, which is you find something like this and then you click on save. And I think I'm going to use the want to go flag on this one. So now it shows want to go right there. And it's easy enough to then come back to it later and find it on the map on my phone, because all of these little flags that I've made, they'll show up on your mobile device as well as your desktop computer like I am here today. You know what? I know exactly where this location is because I recognize this little curve on Jog Road. Back in the motorcycle days, that was a fun place to come racing along these sweeping curved roads as fast as you dare down this curved road. I think, what was the name of that YouTuber that I first saw this, and my friend Doug took me here. I hate when that happens. I've got a mental blank and I can't remember that fella's name. Rembo USMC. We called this Rembo's Corner or Rembo's Curve or something like that. But I didn't know that this was here. There's a little turnoff on this road, and the street view doesn't go that way. But that's okay. You go down through this place, and there's a nature trail. Follow that little road, come out to the end of this, and there is again, I can't drop the little man, so there's no street view, but looks like there might be some decent trails to walk along on the Oahe Trail. And maybe some boat ramps. This lake isn't that big, so I doubt that people put boats in there. But this little waterway here is connected, so maybe people have a way to put some stuff into a boat ramp up here or something like that. Either way, man, that looks like a worthwhile trail. That's getting my attention because that's not too far of a drive from me. It's closer than where I went last week. So let's say measure distance from there back down to my neck of the woods. Right around here. Yeah, 30 miles. That's nothing. That'd be an easy drive and worthwhile. All right, so I think I've identified what I'm going to do for my Saturday. Palmetto Trailhead Park. Not much more to show you. I appreciate... Oh, hey, Granny. Thanks for joining in. Granny made it. Awesome. Granny's been doing a lot of live streams, and you've been doing a lot of walk and talk videos lately. So, Granny, if you just joined randomly here, I'm just showing folks how I use Google Maps to identify appealing looking parks and trails that I want to take a little walk to. So I think that I've identified Palmetto Trailhead Park here off of Jog Road, right next to Rainbow Corner. And we can see that there's quite a lot of Everglades still out here for me to explore into from that launching point. Thanks, Granny, for dropping in, and any of the rest of you who came in. Looks, we did have a few people come in and watch for a little bit. Just only Granny was the only one who wanted to comment. So thanks for watching. I hope that you got something out of this video. If it was worth your time, I would appreciate either a like, or if you're new to the channel, maybe give us a little... If you're new to the channel and want to subscribe, my name is Scott. I go on nature and outdoor walks, and I encourage people to get out into the green spaces and get away from the chaos of the suburbs and the city. It's good for our mental health. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. We have Monday. I've got a nice video coming up for you soon. What is that video about? I'll give you a sneak peek, even for people who aren't members, because my members get early access to all the videos. But on Monday, I've got a video for you asking the question, can you make your own luck? And I think you'll get a kick out of that one. So, all right, everybody, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for joining in. Bye.